Good morning, everybody. I have the sun in my eyes. Hope you can see me. I hope I'm not in the shadows. So today's class is going to be yoga. And for those of you who do not do yoga, I would love for you to join me. I'll give you a little bit of background of myself. I have spent the last 20 years being a fitness instructor, group fitness, spin, HIIT, personal trainer, and people who've taken my classes over the years, that's how they identify me, as the person that's always on the go, doing the hard classes, the burpees, what have you. And in my private life, to balance off that part of my exercise, my fitness thing, I would do yoga. And I would kind of gently bring those yoga poses sometimes in the cool downs and the stretches at the end of the classes. And a few years ago, I decided to get my 200-hour certification and start teaching yoga. So there are people in my life now that only know me as a yoga instructor and are shocked when they see me do a boot camp class. And there are people that only took my boot camp classes and never found out that I started teaching yoga. And I hope to have both these groups come together today. So my yoga classes tend to be balanced because I like a balanced life. So I try to fit in strength and flexibility. Sometimes there get a little bit cardio because I might move slightly quicker, but then I also slow down because there is that balance that you want to achieve in life and yoga. And when you're sitting on the yoga mat, you learn certain lessons that hopefully carry out into life. So if you learn how to balance your workouts, then maybe during the day, you learn how to balance things out during the day. So I like to sit in a comfortable seat. Now, everybody has a different view of comfortable seat. And you can place a block between your legs to give you a little bit more support, and your legs will end up being hip distance apart. And you can sit down on that block. Now, some of you may be taller. I am height challenged, and perhaps you need 2 blocks. And by the way, I didn't talk about this, but if you don't have blocks, you can use books instead. And blocks are great. They're a great prop. They're called yoga props. They prop you up. They help lift you up, or they help get you deeper into a pose. Some people feel that it's cheating by using props, and it's not. It helps bring the earth to you. It helps you extend and just kind of go deeper into a pose without having to worry about anything. So you can put 2 blocks down here as well. Or I like to do whatever I can to open up my hips because I have very tight hips. And you would see, like, this is kind of like a traditional pose. People will be sitting like this. And if you see me, ideally, you want to get the fleshy part away from your butt cheeks. Roll your shoulders back and down. Lean back slightly so that your vertebrae is stacked one on top of the next. Chin slightly back. And then lift through the crown of the head so that you've got this nice straight line and you're creating that space, that length. Now, when I do this, you'll see my knees come up. So now my hips are kind of tightened off, so I'm really kind of defeating the purpose of what I'm trying to do here. So in order for me to be comfortable, I place a block underneath my seat, and then I'm comfortable. So I would invite you all to find your comfortable seat, whether it's with a block, whether it's not with a block. Now, some people that are super tight and need that extra support can put 2 blocks or 2 books underneath to have that support on their legs, and then they feel comfortable. They're not tightening, they're not struggling, they're not in that tightness. Instead, they're relaxing. And I know a lot of people see themselves like this. So you can put your hands down on your legs if you like, and that will make you feel a little bit more grounded. You're making more of the connection with your legs, which are making the connection with the earth, and this will ground you. If you want to feel more energized during the day, have your palms up, and then you're receiving that energy. Ideally, you'd like to place your hands right by the hip crease, because if you notice, my shoulders now open up, my chest is now lifted, as opposed to this, you're kind of rounded. So right under the hip crease creates that space, that ability to open up the lungs, get more fresh air in. My cord is all tied up. So roll the shoulders back and down. You could close your eyes if you like. You could keep them open. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And in through the nose and out through the mouth. This is hard. I'm looking right into the sun. So it's the end of the week. Things are probably frazzled. Anybody that's homeschooling, anybody that's like been pent up, that wants to get out. So today we're going to do some breathing work before we start the class, and it's called pranayama breathing. And pranas are the energy force through the body. Pranayama is the breathing. So when we move through the class, you're going to want to follow your breath. So make peace sign with your fingers and place them right here at your third eye or at your temple. And then you're going to take your ring finger and place it on one side of the nose. And you're going to take your thumb and place it on the other. So basically you're going to look like this. You're going to be pinching off, but don't pinch off, yes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Beautiful. Now take that ring finger and place it on the nose. Inhale through the one side. Take the thumb, close off, lift up the ring, exhale through the other side. Inhale through this side. Close off with the ring finger, lift the thumb, exhale through the other side. Inhale. Close off with the thumb, release the thing, and exhale. Inhale. Close off, release the thumb, and exhale. Inhale. Close off the thumb, release, and exhale. And then just lower your arms down. So it's a balanced breathing. We're kind of working this way, and everybody could use a little balance during the day. Arms are out, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. Take a deep breath in, lift the arms up. Exhale, pull them down to the sides. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, release them down to the sides. Beautiful. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Roll the shoulders back and down. So in my practice today, because I don't know everybody's levels, we're going to start off probably what would be considered more of the modified movements. If you know where to go, if you're a yogi and you want to bring it up a level and you know where that is, please, I invite you to do so. If you're just starting out, please remember the beginning moves, because those are the moves that you could continue with. Sorry about that. Those are the moves that you can continue with later on in practice when we go maybe from tabletop to plank. If you don't feel comfortable doing plank, you can do everything in tabletop. So just kind of be mindful of where your body is today. Every day is a different day, and honor where it is. Arms out to the side, take a deep breath in. On the next exhale, take your right arm, bring it over to the side, and stretch. Get a nice deep stretch in that whole lateral side. Roll the top shoulder back, and breathe. Inhale, bring it center. Exhale, release the other arm to the earth. Lean it over to the side. Look at me. If your neck doesn't bother you, you can look up at your arm. So always face forward if you have neck issues. If you don't, you can rotate that neck and bring it center. Lift up, reach up, and exhale, float down. Inhale, rise. On the next exhale, take this arm and put it behind you. Reach up to the sky, create that space, and then just give a little twist. Twisting is great for detoxing the body, and when you detox the body, you boost the immune system. Inhale through the head. Exhale through the waist. Inhale, release, bring it center, arms up overhead. Exhale, other arm, bring it down behind you to get that twist. Reach up to the sky and then twist and rotate. Inhale through the crown to the sky. Exhale, rotate through the waist. Inhale through the crown. Create that space. Exhale, twist. Release everything, come back to center, take a deep breath in. And exhale, roll it down. Beautiful. We're going to take the blocks, move it out of the way. Now you could place it in front if you'd like to. And we're going to stand up. So the legs are now hip distance apart, which is around 2 fist distance. And then shift the weight forward and back. We did this in the other class, which was the yoga fusion. This kind of just wakes up the ankles and the feet and the calves, and it gives you more body awareness of where you're placing all the weight. And settle in and just place them into all four corners of the feet. And from there, you're going to root down. So you're going to draw the energy up from the earth. Take these shins, don't bend. I'm just bending to show you. Take these shins and spiral them inwards. Then take the kneecaps and lift them up. From here, take the quadriceps, the thighs, push them backwards. Take the tailbone, tuck it down to the earth, and just pelvic tilt slightly forward. Draw the belly button into the waist, and again, lift the shoulders up, slide them down, and have the palms facing front. To keep the shoulders open, the chest open, everything is lifted. And once again, take the little string from the crown of the head and lift it up to the sky so that you create that length in that space. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in, arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, let them float down. Inhale, let them rise. Interlace the fingers, pointers up, reach up out of the rib cage, and then just bring it side to side. In daily life, we are always moving mostly in one plane, forward. Sitting forward, walking forward, hunched over a computer, hunched over a phone. It's very rare that we move laterally, side to side. So here's an opportunity to balance out your body. Bring it to the center, lift it up, create the space, tailbone is to the ground, belly button's to the spine, and then bring it all the way over to one side. So while you're on this side, the right side I'm assuming, press through the opposite leg. So you're not collapsing into that side, you're getting more length on that whole left side while you're contracting the right. Roll the shoulder back and down and really push that hip out. You're going to release the hands and just flow to the ground. If you need that block, put your hands on the block, otherwise just hang. Bend the knees as much as you need to feel comfortable and make the connection with the chest to the thighs. Inhale, halfway, extend through the crown of the head, push through the balls of the feet. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, bring the arms up overhead. Interlace the hands, lift up from the rib cage, and then just go side to side again. Opening it up, belly button is to the spine, chest is nice and lifted, tailbone is ground. You're rooting in to the earth and drawing the energy up. Bring it to the center, lift up out of the rib cage, and bring it over to the other side. Press through the opposite foot so that you don't collapse. Maybe pull a little bit more on the hands. Roll the top shoulder back to create that space. Tailbone is tucked under. Push the hip out a little bit more. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, float it down. Just let it float down. Grab opposite elbows, let the head hang, and maybe put your head between the forearms. Shift the weight into the balls of the feet, roll the shoulders back and down. And if you want to, you can kind of sway side to side to open up the back, open up the posterior chain of the hamstrings, the glutes. And then release the arms. Inhale, halfway up. You can put your hands on the shins, but be mindful not to press against them. You don't want to hyperextend those knees. Pushing through the crown, extend, get that flat back. And then forward fold, bend the knees, inhale, rise up. Beautiful. This time, hold on to that right forearm, not the wrist. You don't want to pull on the joint. Lift up, step it back, and get that nice stretch. Awesome. You're going to keep the feet the way they are. Just bring them slightly closer, and then forward fold. Working the IT band for all of my friends that do a lot of cardio. Inhale, halfway. Step the right foot to meet the left. Breathe, reach it up. Hold on to that other forearm, lift up, create the space, bring it back into that curtsy, reach over, get that beautiful stretch. Deep breath in. Exhale, just keep the legs where they are, just slightly closer. Forward fold to get the IT band on the other side. Inhale, bring the legs together, and inhale, rise up. Beautiful. Take the right arm and get that gentle twist. So all the twists I told you, detoxing, nice time to detox in the world. Bring it up, take a deep breath in. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, bring it center. And we're going to go into that curtsy. We did it the other day. So take the right leg, bring it back into the curtsy, wing the arms back, fire up the triceps, and then draw both hips facing me. So you're working on that twist. Detox, detox, detox. The core, the legs. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring the other leg back. Squeeze them in towards the midline, belly button to the spine. Roll the shoulders back and down. Work the core, extend through the crown. Inhale, rise up. Beautiful, beautiful. Exhale, we're going to sit it into our first chair pose. So Utkatasana, so you're sitting the butt back, you're rolling the shoulders back and down, and you're drawing the belly button in. And I'm going to turn to the side for a second because I have tight shoulders. So the tightness of my shoulders, I'm in a battle with my back. And I end up arching my back to get my shoulders to open. And this is where you're going to get a lot of discomfort in the lower lumbar, and it's not worth it. So draw your hands this way if you have tight shoulders. Tuck the tailbone under if you feel that discomfort. Or you could bring your arms up like this and still get that opening of the shoulders, which I'm always trying to find because of my tight shoulders. Roll the shoulders back and down, take a deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the legs, bring it up. Exhale, forward fold, wash it out. Take the hands behind the legs this time. Grab opposite elbows. Lean forward slightly so that the hips are over the ankles, and take the forearms and slide them down the calves to get more length in the whole posterior side. Release the arms. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring it into chair pose, Utkatasana again. You could stay here, roll the shoulders back. Or you could try to lift up the heels to get deeper into that stretch. There's always a way to go deeper into something. It's always a work in progress. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Work those quadriceps. Squeeze, lower the heels, reach up, take a deep breath. Awesome. Exhale, forward. Inhale, halfway. And we're going to bring it down into a tabletop position. I'm going to face a little sideways for the beginning. You could face forward, obviously, to see me. Maybe I'll switch sides to sides, but stay kind of where you are, just so you can see me. You want your wrists underneath your shoulders, the knees underneath your hips, toes are curled under, and then just circle the hips. So just kind of open things up. Claw at that mat a lot and push away. So when I say push away, I mean really push away. You don't want to collapse in the shoulders. You want to push away. You're always going for that lightness in that space. Circle the hips in the other direction to open things up a little bit more as well. Beautiful. And then draw the belly button in, round out the back, tops of the feet touch the ground, and then round out the back. Draw the belly button to the spine, the chin to the chest, cat pose. And then exhale, lift up the heart, toes curl under, create that space. Exhale, round, and inhale, open. Beautiful. So from here, you're going to take your right leg and extend it back, like that. And it's in line with that hip. Roll the shoulders back and down, draw the belly button to the spine. The right hip is to the earth, and the left lifts up, so you have that nice connect, parallel. You could just bring knee to nose, bring it in and extend, or extend that arm out, opposite arm, and bring knee to elbow. So we're going to do this 3 times. 3, extend, 2, extend, and 1, extend. Lower that hand, take that right knee and bring it over to the tricep or the elbow 3 times. Make the connection and kick it back through the heel. Make that connection, kick it back through the heel, and 1 more time. Make the connection, kick it back through the heel. We're going to take that leg and bring it over to the opposite elbow. Squeeze, work it, the abs, draw the belly button into the spine, and kick it back. Bring it over, opposite elbow, and kick it back. And bring it over to the opposite elbow, and kick it back. Awesome. Bring it over to the same tricep. We just did that and we're going to do it again. Keep it here and extend the leg out onto the ground. So now you're nice and wide. Walk your hands towards me, tense up the fingers, kickstand, and then hollow out the armpits to get that nice deep stretch. Inhale, walk the hands back, and then take your left hand and bring it to the side. And you're going to lift up into this kind of a supported side plank. Taking a deep breath, you're going to push away from the earth using your obliques and lift up and reach over, getting that extension. So we did it standing, we're going side to side. Follow the wave of your breath and go down. Working a little bit more of those obliques. Inhale, bring it up. And bring it down. And inhale, rise. And exhale, bring it down. Last one, bring it up. And cartwheel the hands down so you're back into that tabletop position. Awesome. Take your left leg, extend it back. Flex the foot, draw the left hip down towards the earth and the right hip towards the sky to square off and parallel. And push away from the earth. First time, just bring that knee into the nose. Make that connection. And extend it back. Next level, if you'd like, option, extend the opposite arm. So bird dog, really working on that core. Don't collapse into that left arm. And now make it. Elbow to knee, belly button to the spine, and reach. Elbow to knee, belly button to the spine, and reach. And one more time. Elbow to knee, and reach. Lower that right hand, and bring that elbow over to the tricep, same side. Squeeze those obliques, and extend it back. Elbow to tricep, squeeze, and extend it back. Elbow to tricep, squeeze, and extend it back. Opposite, we're crossing over the plane, working the other side. Squeeze, and bring it back. And squeeze, and bring it back. And one more time. Squeeze, and bring it back. Bring it back to that same tricep, same side. One more time. Extend the leg out onto the earth. Draw the opposite hand over. Take a deep breath in and reach up. And I usually say let the sun shine or open it up, and it literally is shining on me now that I lift it up and I'm out of the shadows of my house. Using your core, push away from the earth, lift up. Follow that breath. Remember that pranayama I was talking about at the beginning? You follow the waves of your breath. Inhale. Bring it down. Beautiful. And bring it up. Following your breath. That's what's up when you move. And bring it down. And lift it up. Awesome. And bring it down. And one more time. Reach up, reach up, reach up, reach up. And then cartwheel the hands down. You are going to keep your butt right over your hips. You're not going to sink back. That would be child's pose. What I'd like you to do right now is keep your butt here and then walk your hands out. Tented fingers, hollow out the armpits. See if your forehead or your chin, some people are so flexible that their chest meets the floor. And this way you're getting deeper into that stretch of the back and the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Walk it back because, face me, bring that leg out. I forgot to do this stretch. I am the Where's Waldo of yogis. Usually once or twice during a practice I forget to do something on one side. And I don't have anybody here live to remind me, so if you catch it, good for you, let me know. All right, bring it back. So now you can sit it in child's pose. You sit it back in your heels, and your hands are out. I'm going to invite you to take your palms and lift them up, just for a change. Everybody kind of knows this child's pose. I'm going to invite you to lift your palms up in child's pose to open up the shoulders. And it's a nice position right now. Breathe. You don't need to look at me. I'll tell you when you need to lift up. Very rare during the day where you're going to have this moment that somebody's going to give you this gift of just connecting with your own breath and thinking about things. So take it, embrace it. And again, I'll tell you when to lift up. And then from here, just do a little body scan, see where your body's at, what's achy, where you need to send some breath, some lengthening, some strength, something along those lines, and set your intentions for today. Take that nice moment. All right, so you're going to come out of that downward facing dog. You're going to walk the hands out slightly. Actually, keep your hands right underneath your shoulders into this tabletop position. Toes are curled under, and we're going to bring it up again, the next level. Let those shins hover. Draw the belly button in, press away from the earth. The shins are nice and hovering. And then what I would like you to do, and try to see if you can do, is sit back in the heels, lift the hips up, roll out, and then come back to hover. Beautiful. Sit it back in the heels, lift the hips up, roll it out, and hover. Sit it back in the heels, lift the hips up, roll it out, and hover. 2 more times. Sit it back, lift the hips up, roll it out, and hover. Sit it back, lift the hips up, roll it out, and hover. Beautiful. Drop the hips, the knees, and then just walk it out onto the bellies. I hope people can see me right now. Take your hands, place them at the lower part of the rib cage. Slide your palms towards your hips. Push the tops of the feet into the ground, roll the shoulders back, and lift up the chest. And now lift up the hands. So you're really working the back, but don't collapse into that lower back. So draw the belly button in a lot, push into the tops of the feet, and then press through the crown of the head. It's more of a lengthening of the whole body than a back bend here. Deep breath in. Exhale. Shift it back. And then we're going to go into our first downward facing dog. You can start from plank. This is a good way to start to know the proper position. You want to push away from the earth, claw at the ground, have the middle fingers in line with the wrists. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. So similar to when we were mountain pose and we were spiraling our shins in, this time we spiral our forearms in. So we try to get the backs of the elbows facing back, or the fronts of the elbows facing forward. You're clawing at the mat like you're clawing at the sand a lot. You're lifting your hips up to the sky, and you're trying to get your heels to touch the ground. But it's our first dog, so if you want to pedal it out, where you're bending your knees and you're lifting your heels, this may feel very good for you. You could shake your head yes, and you could shake your head no, kind of work the neck area. And once you're here, after you've done all this movement, you get it out of your system, and you just settle into that dog. Take a nice deep breath in, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. We're going to roll it out to high plank. Roll it out. Beautiful. And then push it up to downward facing dog. And then roll it out to that high plank. And bring it up to downward facing dog. And roll it out to the high plank. And lower the knees to the earth and make that connection. Lower the chest to the earth, no, the chin to the earth, and then slide out into that baby cobra. Roll the shoulders back and down. Pull the arms towards the hips, extend through the crown of the head, push the tops of the feet into the ground, and then toes curl under, press it back. You could start from bent legs and then lift it up into downward facing dog, or you could go straight in. So it's your choice. Breathe the right leg up and back. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, bring it out to the high plank, knee to nose, make the connection. And lift it up. Knee to nose, make the connection. And lift it up. Knee to nose, make the connection. And lift it up. Bring that knee over to the tricep. Now this could all be done in tabletop. We did it before. And bring it up. Knee to tricep, make the connection. And bring it up. Knee to tricep, don't collapse in the shoulders, make the connection. and bring it extended up to downward facing split. Opposite elbow, reach across and extend. Make sure to breathe. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, extend, create that space. Exhale. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, we're going to step it through. So use a little help if you need to. Hands could also be on blocks if you have them. The toes and the fingers are in line. Your knee is over the ankle. Your back leg is nice and straight, and extend. Stay here or extend the arms out to work the core. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lower. Inside hand, I think it's a left hand at this point. Your right leg should be facing forward. Peel up. Twist. Reach up to the sky. Draw the legs in towards the midline. Knees over the ankle. Push away from the earth. Inhale. Lift up towards the earth. Exhale. Twist. Get deep into that twist. That detoxifying twist. Inhale. On the next exhale, take that right hand. Place it inside the foot. Inside the foot. And then take this back leg and make it parallel to the earth. So it's called warrior 2 feet. That's where you are. Keeping these legs where they are. They do not move at all. They stay exactly where they are. Walk your hands to the back leg to get deep into the stretch. Beautiful. Now walk the hands forward. Place your hand next to this leg and peel up into side angle. Push away from the earth. Don't collapse. Take a deep breath in. Awesome. Exhale. Hands back down to the earth. Parallel the feet so they're both facing me, and walk the hands out towards me. Tent it up the fingers, hollow out the armpits, get deep into those shoulders. Inhale. And then exhale, walk the hands back. And then pivot so that you're facing the left side. And your feet are now, your toes and feet are in alignment. Roll the shoulders back. Draw the belly button in. Look through the crown for the head. And then stay here or extend to work on that core. Get that length. Draw the belly button in. Extend, extend. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Right hand should be on the earth. The left leg should be in front. And then gently peel up that left arm towards the sky. Draw the legs in towards the midline. Squeeze like scissors. Straighten the back leg a little bit more. Get the knee over the ankle. The front leg push away from the earth. Create that space. Inhale. On the exhale, release the hand down inside the foot. Take the back foot parallel to the mat. Keeping the feet exactly where they are. They're not moving. Just walk the hands to get deeper into that stretch. Walk the hands back. Place the left hand inside by the left foot and reach up. Arms to the sky. Push away from the earth. Open up the heart. Create that space. Awesome. Hands come down. Parallel the feet. Take your hands, bring them behind the back, interlace the hands, push the knuckles to the sky and your head to the ground. Roll the shoulders back and slide them down the rib cage, creating a space for the shoulders. Release the hands to the earth. Walk the hands back towards the right side. You're in that low lunge. Step it back, shift the weight. Now you could go knees, chest, chin, which we did before, or you could go through your flow, which would be chaturanga, flip to up dog, or you could go down into baby cobra, and then bring it to your downward facing dog. Roll the shoulders back. Beautiful. Breathe your left leg up and back. So it's the opposite leg, hopefully. And bring that knee to nose. Now you could do this in tabletop. Inhale, lift it up, downward dog split. Exhale, roll it out, knee to nose. Inhale, lift it up, downward dog split. Exhale, roll it out, knee to nose. Inhale, lift it up. Bring that left knee to the left tricep. And extend. Roll it out. Knee to elbow. And extend. Roll it out. Knee to elbow. And extend. And then we're going to cross all the way over the midline. Opposite elbow. And lift it up. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. And bring it down. You are going to now bring your knees down and bring your forearms down and slide the legs back into Sphinx pose. Arms are nice and parallel. Roll the shoulders back and down. Belly button to the spine. Push into the tops of the feet and really create that space. Deep breath in. Beautiful. Exhale. Inhale. Taking the toes and curl them under so that you're in a forearm plank. Beautiful. Belly button is to the spine. Draw your hips towards your ribs toward your ribs toward your hips and your hips towards your ankles. Look forward so you're not collapsing into the shoulders. Take a nice deep breath in. On the exhale, one hand at a time or both. Lift up. Beautiful. And then lift in. One. So right, left, or left, right. You're going to go opposite. So you're just going to like alternate. Down and up, and down and up. Or both. Down and up, and down and up, and down and up, and down and up. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. And lower the knees and bring it down. Take your hands, interlace them behind the back. Slide them down the back. Extend through the crown, draw the belly button in like I'm trying to take a marble and roll it underneath the body, and lift the legs up. Keep the legs hip distance apart. Spread the shoulders back. Push through the crown of the head. Draw the belly button in so you're creating the length of the body, not about the back bend, not about collapsing into the lower back. Release the arms. And then just sit it up, heels turn under it, and sit it up. It's a great way to relieve the stress without rounding the back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Inhale up. Exhale out. Inhale up. Exhale out. Inhale up. Beautiful. Take the hand closest to me. Place it in the back pocket and reach. Deep breath in. And release. And lower. And up. And lower. And up. And lower. And up. Take the arm away from you, put it in the back pocket, or opposite arm, and reach. You might be facing me, so I shouldn't be saying it away from you. And bring it down. And lower. Bring the arms up. Squeeze. And lower it down. And lift it up. And lower it down. And lift it up. Now you can bring it back into your back pocket or go a little bit deeper by reaching back onto the heel and extend. Don't collapse into that lower back. Lift up from the chest. Lift up from the heart. Create that space. And release. And bring it down. And lift it up. And bring it down. I should have said this before. If this bothers your knees, grab a blanket, a Mexican blanket. That's what you usually use in yoga. A towel could work. All right, opposite. Lift up, hand in the back pocket or the heel, and get that stretch. And release it. Hands go down. Walk it out into that plank pose. Roll the shoulders back and down. From the plank, bring it up into downward facing dog. Beautiful. Breathe the right leg up and back. Spread the fingers wide, don't collapse. Bend the knee and then stack the hip. One hip on top of the next. Press into the right hand a lot so you don't collapse into that whole left side while you're creating that space. See if the knee could get a little bit higher to the sky and see if the ankle could get a little bit lower, the heel to the butt. Bring it out, downward dog split. Roll it out, bring it to the same elbow. Right knee to right tricep. Then bring it in across to the opposite. And then bring it towards the knee. Round out the back lat and step the leg through. Roll the shoulders back and down. Straighten out that back leg. And then reach and step. Working the core, working the core. From here, you're going to rise up into that high lunge. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift up the chest. Bend the front knee. Straighten the back leg. Open up, create that space. Beautiful. Open it up to Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. This back leg is nice and parallel. You might need to lengthen the legs because you want your ankles underneath your wrists. And you want these toes facing forward. And you want to be able to see the knee, the toes. If you can't see the toes, take the knee and open it up. Tailbone tucked under. Don't have this bubble butt. Stick it back. Roll the shoulders back and down. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. Straighten the front leg and the arms. Inhale. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring it down. Interlace the hands behind the head. Roll the shoulders back and down, keeping the legs exactly where they are. Bring this elbow to the knee. Bring it over. 3. And lift it up. 2. And lift it up. 1. And lift it up. Beautiful. Take the forearm, put it down, and extend. Get that beautiful stretch. Be light on the forearm. Don't collapse into it. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Take this bottom arm if you want to, and bring it out to work the core a little bit more. Bend the leg a little bit more. Roll the top shoulder back. And bring it back to Warrior 2. And bring it back peaceful. Wash it all away. Beautiful. Extend back to that side angle, but this time instead of supported, going deeper. Use the leverage of your legs against your arms, and then if you want to get deeper into that stretch, reach out over the top of the head. Push away, lift it up, straighten out that front leg, and bring it back. We're just kind of getting deeper into that stretch. Reach out, lean, and then work the core some more. Bring it over. Roll the top of the shoulder back. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then wash it away. Reach out. Use a block. Put your hand on the shin. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Squeeze. Beautiful. And bring it. We're going to go into goddess pose. Bring the legs a little bit closer. Legs are out. Arms are in line with the shoulders. Roll the shoulders back and down. Scarecrow the arms or goalpost the arms. And just kind of shift the legs side to side. Take a nice deep breath in. Awesome. Settle in to the center. Straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Bring it up. Exhale, bring it down. Bring it up. Exhale, down. Moving up. Exhale. Rotate, pivot, lift up. Hands go down. Step it back. And then go walk the hands out a little bit. One elbow at a time or both elbows. Bring it down. Lift it up. Bring it down. Lift it up. Bring it down. Lift it up. Bring it down. And lift it up. Walk the hands back. And lift up. Breathe the left leg up and back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Bend the knees, stack the hips. Lift the knee up a little bit higher. Get the ankle a little closer to the butt. Push into the left hand so you're not collapsing. Deep breath in. Exhale. Downward dog split. Roll out. Same tricep. Hold it here. Bring it over to the opposite tricep. And bring it to the nose. And then stretch it on through. Roll the shoulders back and down. Fire up that back leg. Knees over the ankle. Extend first, working on the core. And then rise up into that high lunge. Roll the shoulders back and down. Bend the leg enough that you need to. Create that beautiful space. Open up the heart. Exhale, cut it through to that Virabhadrasana 2. Adjust legs if you need to. Get that front knee right over the ankle. Press through that knife edge side of the back leg so you're not evenly dispersed. Roll the shoulders back and down. Straighten the front leg and the arms. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keeping the legs where they are. Tailbones tucked under. Bring the hands behind, interlace. Open up the shoulders and elbow the knee. Bring it down. 3. And lift. 2. And lift. 1. And lift. Forearm goes on the leg, but you're light. You're not collapsing. You're very light. You're pressing away. Deep breath in. Lift it up. Push through the opposite heel, that straight leg, that back leg, so you're not collapsing and putting all the weight in the front. And then bring that arm over. Roll the shoulder back. Get that length. Create that space. Take a deep breath in. Extend the arm out if you want to work the core a little bit more. And then bring it to Vira 2, Virabhadrasana 2. And then wash it away, keeping the leg where it is. Peaceful warrior. Let that arm slide down, creating the length of the whole left side. Straighten it out. Straighten out the leg. Beautiful. Peel it back. Bring it forward, forward, forward. Into Trikonasana. Roll the shoulder back. Hand could be on the shin. Lift up, and you could be here. Creating that space, working the core a little bit more. And peel that, wash it away. Beautiful. Bring it to center, goddess pose. Tailbone is tucked under, roll the shoulders back and down. Elbows in line with the shoulders, and shift the weight. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Center it off. Inhale. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring it down. Take this leg, toes face forward, and then shift. And then switch. Toes forward to this leg, and then shift. Now you can get deeper by lifting the heel. and then shift, lifting the heel. And if you have it in your practice and you want to go Skandasana, you don't use the arms, you get deeper still. And you go side to side. And you're getting that hamstring stretch, you're working the hip flexors, you're working the core definitely. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Last one to even it out. Beautiful. Parallel the feet. Keep your right hand down, peel the left arm up, squeeze. Reach up to the ceiling. Switch hands. Bring this hand down, squeeze. Bring the hands down. Walk the feet in to that yogi squat. Now, I was saying, if this is not available to you, you take these blocks, you kind of sit on them, and that will help you out. Roll the shoulders back and down. Now you can stay here, or now that I have the blocks, for anybody that wants to learn how to do crow, I'm going to give you a quick lesson in crow. For those of you who want to do an inversion, you want to do crow, you want to do a headstand, you want to do a handstand, here's your time. Inversions are absolutely phenomenal for the body, for the immune system, for the lymphatic system, to calm, for the nervous system, to get the blood flowing in the opposite direction. So many benefits. If you want to try crow, look, I'm starting with my feet up here. We've done a lot of push-ups. You should be used to them by now. This block will be here in case you're terrified of face planting. That's why that block is here. Your hands go down just as they would for that chaturanga, for that push-up. Again, you've done a lot of them, so you might be fatigued, but at least your body has muscle memory, so it knows what to do. You're going to bend those arms to make a little shelf. And look, my hips are already raised because they're on the blocks. And you need to look forward beyond the block because this is heavier weight. So you don't tip over this way. Looking forward counterbalances that weight. Belly button to the spine, shift, and then play. So one leg, maybe both legs. And you have this block here, I should have put it farther away, to protect you if you're scared of face planting. So basically you kind of like lower a little bit if you're scared of face planting. And that's what that block is there for. All right, is everybody done playing? Come back to that yogi squat. And we'll just get another little twist here. So again, I told you the twisting. If you guys have a bind in your practice and you want to go for it, go for the bind. When you do a bind, you want to lift the shoulders back and open up the chest. The bind is not this. It's not being hunched over. It's really creating that space. And then switch. Get that twist. Detox. We're all about detoxing these things. And then release. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Okay. I'm going to face the side. You can face the front. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. You could step, you could jump, you could fly back, and bring it back. And you're going to go through your flow. Knees, chest, chin, chaturanga, whatever works for you. And then push it into that downward facing. Breathe the right leg up and back. Bend the knee, flex the foot, stack those hips. Building on what we did the other day, you could stay here, press a lot into that right leg, or you could flip your dog into wild thing or rock star. Stay here or lower the hip. So you're making a little bit more active, working the glutes, working the legs. Give it one more time. Cartwheel the hands, lift that leg up. Beautiful. Bring the knee into the nose, round out the back. Now bring that knee down to the same tricep. Slide it down to the wrist. Bring it over to the opposite wrist. up to the tricep and center, and then reverse it. Opposite tricep, down to the wrist, same wrist, tricep, center, and then step 3. Awesome. Take a deep breath in and rise. High lunge. We're going to release legs and back, like we did the other day. 3, 2, and 1. Place the arms here. Shift the weight forward and let that leg rise. So, warrior 3, here we rest it. And then release it down. And then lift it up. And release it down. Now you could just stay with the other lunge without lifting it up, right? Stay with that split lunge. And release it down. And cut it open to warrior 2. Awesome. Take a deep breath in, peel it back. Bring it to the forearm, to the ground, or here, wherever you'd like to be. You could go deeper, but stay where you are. You know the levels now, so you can pick what works for you. Straighten that back leg a little bit more, bring the front leg a little bit more. Bring it back, straighten the leg, straighten your peel. Bring it back to Trikonasana. Beautiful. And bring it back to Warrior 2. You could stay in Warrior 2. You could stay in the supported side angle, or you could go into Artist Krasana half. Place the hand on the hip, look forward, around 7 or 8 inches on the pinky to the side. Shift the weight and let this leg float. Keep the hands here. This leg has to be flexed a lot. You could lift up to the ceiling, roll the shoulders back, or the sky, I'm sorry. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Beautiful. And now bring it back to Warrior 2. Nice. Cut through. Bring it up. And bring it down. And bring it up. And bring it down. And bring it up. And pivot, face the other way. Place the hands here. Step forward with that front leg. Take a deep breath. Jump. Exhale, forward fold. Step, jump, or fly back. Go through your flow. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. And meet in downward facing dog. Breathe the left leg up and back. Bend the knee, flex the foot, stack the hips, press into the left arm a lot. Stay here, or flip the dog into wild finger rising. Keeping the hips lifted, the heart open, the chest is wide. Stay here or lower for 3, 2, and 1. Flip your dog to downward dog split. Now you're going to roll it out, knee to tricep, same tricep. Slide it down to the wrist. Slide your knee over to the opposite wrist. Bring it up to that tricep and center and reverse. Opposite tricep, slide it down to the wrist. Bring it over to the same wrist. Lift it up to the tricep, center, and step it through. Square it off the hips. Get your foundation first, fingers in line with the toes, and rise up into that high lunge. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift up the heart and lower 3 times. 3, 2, and 1. And open up into your beautiful. Take a deep breath in and bring it over. Pick which level you want to do, maybe a bit deeper. Yes. And bring it back, peel it back. Straighten it out to your triangle pose, your level. And bring it back. And back to your 2, Virabhadrasana. And again, you can stay here. You can stay supported. or you can go into that half artist cross. And roll the shoulders back and down, and flex the foot, and reach up to the sky, and breathe, breathe, breathe. And we're going to lower back gently, mindfully, softly, into Vira-2. Beautiful. And bring it center, square up the feet. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. All right. So we started the balancing at the beginning of class. We're going to continue that. So here we go. Vira-2. All right. Bring it over. Bring it center and switch. Vira-2. Bring it over. Bring it center and switch. Bring it over. Bring it center and switch. Bring it over. Bring it center and switch. All right. I did it the wrong way the other time. Bring it over. Bring it center and switch. There we go. Bring it over. Bring it center and switch. So you're going to stay there. Or we're going to go half moon, half moon, half moon. All right, so I'm going to do one more time without doing half moon. Vira-2. Peaceful. Vira-2. Switch. Virabhadrasana 2. Peaceful. Virabhadrasana 2. Switch. Otherwise, here we go, Ardha Siddhasana. Hold it, balance, strength, lower gently, and bring it over to the other side. Beautiful. And then gently lower, and bring it over to the other side. And gently lower, and bring it to the other side. And gently lower. One more time, come on, and bring it. And lower. And bring it. Nice. And bring it center. And take a deep breath in. And let it go. And bring it up. And let it go. And bring it up. And let it go. Awesome. You're going to bring your legs in, roll the shoulders back and down. I told you the class is about balance. It's all about balance. So we're going to go into a tree pose. Shift the weight into the left leg. You can kickstand. The hips are open. The tail. Oh, I can't even do this. Hips are open. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift through the crown of the head. Maybe put your hands here, here, whatever works for you. Or you could go higher into that tree pose. The leg could be anywhere, the foot could be anywhere on this leg except for the knee. That's the joint. So you really don't want to put pressure on that joint. Ooh, I'm having a hard time today. Look, even the instructor has a hard time. You have to find your drishti, what's the focal point of something that's not moving. The sun's in my eyes, so that's causing me a little bit. Roll the shoulders back and down. Take a deep breath in. Find the balance point. And you could stay here in your tree, or you could let your tree grow, creating the space, opening up the heart, lift to the crown of the head, take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. And release. All right, we're going to go to the other side, because I just remembered where's wall going, that we forgot to move on the one side, so we have to revisit that. Maybe you guys didn't remember. If you did, make a comment and say you did. Hands here. And lift up if you want to. Create that balance, that stability. And release. All right, we're going back into that lunge. Left leg is forward. And lift up. Totally forgot to do this. All right, shift the, after these three. You're going to stay in those three if you want, or you're going to shift the weight into Vira 3, Warrior 3. Hands could be wherever feels comfortable for you. Lower into the high lunge and bring it back into warrior three. Lower into the high lunge and bring it back into warrior three. Beautiful. And then lower. And then bring it. Nice. And then walk the feet. Take a deep breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise. I am very committed to being balanced, as you can see. I don't like when we don't do something on one side because of my error, because I forgot. Inhale. All right. Sit it into chair pose. Now, from chair, we're going to go all the way down. Okay? Bring it all the way down. And then roll the shoulders back and down, hold on to the legs, lift up the chest, and you can bring it to a modified boat or a full boat, whatever rocks your boat. I have double hernia, so I can't really do this right now, so I'm going to do the modified version. But please, do what works for your body. Honor it, honor it, honor it. All right, we're going to twist. If you have a block, awesome. If you don't have a block, you don't have to. Go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put the block down, crisscross your legs. Step, jump, or fly back. We're going to go through another flow, okay? Bring it, pick your flow, and lift it up. And walk your feet up to meet your hands. And I'm going to face you for this, and you guys could face me for this as well. From here, you could stay here, and you could take your right leg and just lift it out, and then rise up. Or you could take your peace finger signs around the big toe, and you could shift the weight into that left leg. And you could use a block to help you shift the weight, push through the crown of the head, and lift that leg up. And then bring it forward, if you can. You can bend the leg if you need to. It's a little rocky. And from here, we're going to lower. So you can bend your leg and lower, or you can just go all down, pistol squat. Whatever works for you. Awesome. Keep that leg straight. If you need to, we're going to twist or bend it in. So again, what works for you? Lift for the crown of the head. This is, I think, your left leg. Take your left hand, put it behind the back. Create the space. Lift up. Reach. Exhale, twist. Hug or hook. Inhale through the crown, exhale through the base. Inhale up through the crown, exhale from the base. Squeeze those legs in. Inhale through the crown, exhale through the base. Now for those of you who want an arm balance, we did one yesterday. It was awesome. Ekapada 1, I think it is. You could try it staggered. We did it unstaggered. You could try it staggered. In which case, you kind of roll on this forearm. Thank you, Josh. Bring this arm up and then shift into the pose. And then bring it down when you're done playing, and then counterbalance your twist. So go to the left. Counterbalance that twist. Go to that left. Beautiful. Bring it back to center. Grab the blocks if you have it. If not, it doesn't matter. You don't need them. This time the arms are up. Pick your boat. Again, I'm not doing boat because of my hernia, but pick it so wider levers makes this more challenging. Over and center, over and center. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, Nicely done. All right, one last chance to do a flow if you want to. You don't have to. But if you like to and you want that extra oomph, do the flow, whatever your level is, and walk your feet up to meet your hands. And we're going to go the opposite side. Peace finger side. So you can just kind of step that left leg out, putting all the weight into the right leg, or a peace finger sign, grip the big toe, flatten the back, lift that leg up, work the core to bring the leg forward, and then you're going to lower to the ground. However, you can get there. You can bend this leg and make it to the ground, or you can pistol and squat it to the ground. That wasn't the prettiest, but again, I got hernias, people. All right, leg out, front. We're going into that seated twist, half lord fishes, or bend. Roll the shoulders back and down. Create the space first. Take this right hand, put it behind the back to aid in creating that space. Squeeze the legs in towards the midline. Lift that arm up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, twist. You're going to hug or you're going to hook. It depends on your range of motion. But inhale through the crown. So you're up, up, up. Create that space. And then exhale, twist. Bring out all the toxins. Inhale. And then exhale, twist. Second opportunity for hand balance if you want. I'm going to show you this way. Lean back on this form. Make that connection. Lift up. You have that chaturanga arms. And then shift the weight into that pose. And when you're done playing, you bring it around. And we counterbalance the twist by going on to that side. Beautiful. And bring it to the center. Hello, baby. My friend is here with us today. All right, bringing it down. We're going to go into a bridge pose. Hey, bud. On your backs, knees and toes face forward. Plug the backs of the head into the mat, the shoulders into the mat. Take a deep breath in and lift up. So you're pressing the backs of the shoulders into the mat. You're lifting your hips up high. Your knees are going away from you, far away to the opposite end. And you're pushing your heels towards your butt to kind of really engage those hamstrings. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower. There it is. Take your knees, place them together, knock knees, take your feet and have them both on the mat. And this is going to reduce the stress on the lower back. And you bring your arms out like cactus or scarecrow arms to open up the shoulders. I'm all about opening up the shoulders. Nice. All right, bring it back. Some variations. You could go into full bone wheel. I have lower back issues. It's, the more I talk about this, the more it sounds like I have a lot of issues. So I don't do wheel. But if wheel's in your practice, go for it. Otherwise, we're going to do another bridge. Roll the shoulders back and down. Take a deep breath in. And lift the hips up. You could stay here, or you could lift that leg up to the ceiling, put the ankle across. So you're opening up the hips. This is kind of like, a flexi foot. It's almost like a modified pigeon, but not really modified because you're lifting up and you're engaging the core while you're stretching. And then release the hips to the earth. Knees come together, feet go out, scarecrow the arms. And one more time. Knees and toes face forward, roll the shoulders back, connect the earth. Connect with the back of the head, take a deep breath in, lift the hips up, push the knees away. Opposite leg comes up, bend, place the ankle right above the knee, push the hips up, push the knees away, plug the shoulders into the ground, and then release, bring it down, rolling it down, bring it down. Hug the knees into the chest. Beautiful. Keep this leg straight, and if you have a band, if you need it for flexibility, you can extend this leg out. If it feels better for your lower back, pop, bend the knee. right leg is up, or left leg, whichever leg. Use a strap if you need to get deeper into that stretch. You could extend this leg out. If this leg is extended, activate it. Keep it active. Flex the foot. You can just use your hands wherever you need them to go. Point and flex the foot for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then hold it on wherever you can with the same arm. Open up the leg to get that inner thigh stretch. Pull it towards the shoulder and open it towards the side. Bring it to the center. You're going to bend this leg. Then you're going to take the right leg, or the same leg that you were stretching, hopefully, and actually straighten this leg, bring it around, and then bend. So see if you can hook this bottom leg. Some people can, some people can't. Doesn't matter. It's your body. Knees are in line with the belly button. Right hand, if the right leg is, whatever the top leg is, that leg arm goes under. So it's eagle wrap arms, eagle wrap legs. Make the connection, elbow to knee. Draw the belly button into the spine. Totally squeezing, detoxing, but then you're working the abs at the same time. Release the arms and legs towards the ground. Inhale, exhale, squeeze them up. Inhale, release them to the ground. Exhale, squeeze them up. Inhale, release them to the ground. Exhale, squeeze them up. Beautiful. Stay here. Keep the legs so they're like a Y. Grab by the calves, the shins, the ankles if you have it, and pull. Have a nice tug of war. Stretch out the IT band. Push the tailbone to the ground. Stretch, stretch, stretch. It's really beautiful. And then release. Hug the knees in for a second. Extend the other leg, the left leg, or the right leg out, I'm sorry. And lift this leg up. This leg could be bent if you need that for the back support, or could it be extended? But if it's extended, keep it activated, flex it. This leg, bring it in towards the chest, use a strap if you need to, grab it wherever it feels comfortable for you. Point and flex for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hand at the calf, the inner thigh, the toes, open it up, get that stretch. Draw the leg a little closer towards the shoulder to get deeper into the hamstring if you want that extra stretch of the hamstring. You're getting the inner thigh, the adductor. And then straighten this leg. So take this leg, wrap it around, and then bend. So you might be able to hook at this point. Squeeze the legs in towards the midline. The leg that's on the top, the arm goes on the bottom. See if you can squeeze the palms together. Make the connection, elbows to knees, belly button to spine, and then reach towards the ground. And then make the connection, and then reach towards the ground, and make the connection, and reach towards the ground. And then just kind of unravel just a little bit, just to keep that Y there, and squeeze. Open, open, open. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hug both knees in. Really squeeze them in. Work the digestive system, the ascending colon, the descending colon. Bring the hands to the outside of the feet, the arms to the inside in happy baby pose. Tailbone is down towards the ground. Arms are on the inside of the legs. Happy, happy, happy baby. All right, and lift up one more time. So this is a modified pigeon. It is a figure 4. You would bend the right leg. I think flex the foot, bring it right below the knee, and lift up. That would be your figure 4. It's a modified pigeon. I'm going to show pigeon for some people if you have blocks and you wanted to get into it but couldn't. Those of you who know pigeon, you know how to get there. Basically, you're going to take this knee, bring it towards the elbow, take this ankle, bring it towards the opposite wrist, and settle in. So that's your pigeon, okay? Now, some people can get this leg totally parallel. I'm not one of them. Some people have knee issues, and this is a lot for them to do. Bring the leg more towards your body. The workaround, the way to help you, like I was saying, get blocks, is to take this block. Probably should face this way. If your leg is up like this, the back leg is nice and in line with the thigh. This is pigeon. Take this block and place it right here for that support. And there you go. Lift the chest, and there you support it. Now, if that still doesn't feel comfortable, you have your other block. And then what you do, you square off the hips, you open up the chest, and from here, you can rest your pigeon. And you're going to get deep into that piriformis, this stretch. And to do that, if you don't have that range of motion, again, use the block. Put your forehead on the block and rest your pigeon. Some people have that range of motion, they go all the way out, they rest it. And take a moment here to breathe and breathe and breathe and breathe. Take that moment. So after you do pigeon, you can walk up, and this is another way to assist people into this quadricep stretch. If I have my leg here, whether your leg is on a block or not on a block, this back leg, instead of being directly behind your hip, you're bringing it to the side. So it's almost like a little bit of a triangle. This is going to support your body. Put your weight here, reach back, and get the quadricep stretch. If you need another block, maybe on this side, you could add another block on that side. But this is what I was talking about. You're using the blocks, you're using these tools to give you more access to the pose and get what you need out of it, as opposed to struggling without it and maybe doing poor form. So we'll release, and then we'll just kind of go to the other side, okay? I'm going to show it this way. This would be pigeon, regular pigeon. Here you are supporting your pigeon. Rolling the shoulders back, lifting the heart up, not collapsing in that lower back, pulling everything in towards the midline. And then you could rest your pigeon. And you can put a block by your forehead to rest it more. Those of you who don't need a block, here's your pigeon. And then consciously, the front leg, the leg that's bent in the front, consciously take that hip and draw it backwards while you're taking the opposite hip and pushing it forward. And then you'll feel that nice stretch in the piriformis. You'll feel it all. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, lift up. I'm going to show the people who have this support, the block here. Take this leg, bring it out on the diagonal, and then bend and reach back to get the quadricep. Roll the shoulders back and down. This block is going to help you get there. If you need another block under your hand to help, please grab the other block to help. And then release. Beautiful. Bring it to center. We did the inner thigh and stuff, so that was okay. Just bring your feet together like a diamond shape, but not in. I don't care about the inner thigh right now. Bring it out here. What I'm focusing on is lower back. Kickstand your hands behind the back, create that space. And then push into the stretch. Keeping the flat back. And if this feels really good for you, you're going to stay here, because this is going to stretch that back, where a lot of times we collapse into. If you want, you can put your hands in here, and you can pull into that stretch, keeping that back flat. Some people want to just really collapse or release into the stretch, and that's fine. I am always trying to create that space in my lower back, so I can stay here. Extend through the crown of the head, draw the belly button back, keep the chest nice and lifted. And extend. Now, we always seal the practice in Shavasana, where you lie down on your back. It's corpse pose, it kind of sounds crazy. And your Shavasana. Legs are out, let the toes flail out, palms face up. So a variation, if you have tight shoulders and you have tight hips and you have blocks, would be Supta Baddha Konasana, where you would put the block right between the shoulder blades. You can adjust, you're going to feel what you need it. Pick which level of the block you want to use. Some people could be really high, middle, or low. And then you would take the other block, put it behind your head to support. Soles of the feet together, and your legs will open up like butterfly wings. Roll the shoulders back, open up. So you're opening up the hips and the shoulders and the chest. And this is a good way to seal your practice, or you could do this for a while and then go into Shavasana. Depends on what you like to do. If you're all comfy cozy here, you could stay here. If you want to just look at me for a hot sec, you could do legs up the wall, which is a really amazing inversion. Helps with your lymphatic system and your circulatory system, helps calm your nervous system, helps bring the blood flow back here where it needs to be. You would put the block right underneath your sacrum, roll the shoulders back, and then I always just like to cactus my arms because I do whatever I can to get that nice opening of the shoulders. And you bring your legs up. You can literally do legs up the wall by going next to a wall and putting your legs up the wall. But if that's not accessible to you, this is great. Using the block helps. You could do this on the ground too. I find that the block is a little bit more helpful. You're not struggling to try to keep your legs up. Or you could go into Final Shavasana. So I'm just going to stay here. If you wanted to go into Final Shavasana, you would just soften your forehead. It's hard to do when you're hearing like the lawnmower out here. Soften your forehead. Soften, let your eyes flutter behind your eyelids. Let the cheeks soften. Soften the throat. The tongue just floats in the throat. The shoulders, roll them down to the sides. Let the rib cage open up. The thighs melt into the earth. The calves softly roll down. And the feet go out to the sides. Take a deep inhale through the belly, let it rise up into the rib cage, all the way up to the shoulders, into the crown of the head. And then exhale from the crown, the shoulders, the ribs, and the belly. Inhale through the belly, the ribs, the shoulders, the crown. And then exhale from the crown, the shoulders, the ribs, and the belly. Gently extend the legs out and the arms out to get that length of the whole body. Take a deep breath in through the fingertips. Exhale through the toes. Inhale through the fingertips. Exhale, bring the knees into the chest. Squeeze one last time. And roll over to your right side so you gently, mindfully lift yourselves up. And find your nice comfortable seat. Stack the vertebrae one on top of the next, belly button to the spine, lift up through the crown. Take a deep breath in, lift the arms up. Let them float. Lift the arms up. And bring your hands to heart center. Chin to chest. Thank you so much for sharing your morning with me. Please stay healthy, stay happy. Peaceful days ahead, I think. It's a beautiful day. If you can open a window, or if you can step outside, just breathe in the fresh air. It's just a wonderful way to fill up those lungs with that nice, beautiful, beautiful air. Thank you again for joining me. May your hearts be filled with warmth, your mind with peace, and your days with smiles. Namaste.